Well, we're joined now by the spokesperson of the Israeli government, David Mencer. Thank you very much for speaking to us on France 24. I would like to start first by getting your reaction to that meeting between the US president and Ahmed al-Sharaa.
To be with you. This is a matter for the US. As far as Israel is concerned, we have no better friend in the world than the United States. I was in the White House when President Trump hosted Prime Minister Netanyahu. It was the first international leader to be invited into the White House barely days after President Trump took over, before Emmanuel Macron, before Prime Minister Starmer of the UK. So we're in no doubt of our friendship with the USA. It's a mutually beneficial friendship in many, many ways. We share the same vision of many, many things in the world, but we share the same threats as well. So that's our perspective of these meetings.
You mentioned the French president, Emmanuel Macron. On Tuesday night, he was speaking to French television, and he said Israel's actions in the Gaza Strip, blocking aid deliveries, was unacceptable. What do you say to that?
Well, there is one easy way to end this war tomorrow. Hamas must release every single hostage. That's what President Macron should say. Hamas should lay down its arms, surrender, and until then, we keep fighting with force and with principle. The release of one hostage the day before yesterday, Aidan Alexander, just proves one thing. It proves that military pressure against Hamas works. Hamas understands strength, not sympathy. There are 58 of our hostages living, and those of which Hamas have already killed. They're still underground. We will not rest until every single one is home. So every child which is suffering in Gaza is suffering because of Hamas. They started this war, and they can end it today with one decision: lay down your arms and let us bring our people home.
Donald Trump also in that meeting, going back to his meeting with Ahmed al-Sharaa, he asked him to normalize relations with Israel. What do you think about that? Is that something that you can see happening in the near future?
Well, we thank President Trump for his efforts in his first term for to spread the Abraham Accords. It was momentous. It was one of the reasons why Hamas attacked us. They couldn't stand us making peace with the forces of moderation and of modernity in the Middle East. Look, there is a consensus here in Israel to normalize relations with Saudi Arabia. We believe there's a consensus amongst the leadership of Saudi Arabia as well. But obviously the conditions have to be right. So it will happen. Please God, it will happen, because the forces of moderation need to get together and stand up to the Muslim Brotherhood, which is what Hamas is. They're our enemy here, but they're also Saudi enemy as well. And they're enemy of France as well, which is just a reminder to President Macron. So we're standing firm against this terrorist organization. We're in favor of negotiations. That's why our team is in Doha right now. Our Prime Minister sent them yesterday to go to Doha to see if we can get our hostages out through diplomacy. But in the meantime, these discussions will take place under military threat, because that's what Hamas understands, and that's what gets results.
The Prime Minister said that the military would proceed to a more intensive phase of its fighting in Gaza, but said that it would wait for Donald Trump's visit to the Middle East before it actually put that into place. What exactly is Israel waiting for, and are you going to go ahead with this more intense offensive?
Look, the Prime Minister has said that with the release of our hostage on Monday, it is leading to negotiations for a release of our hostages, according to the original Witkoff framework. Now, let me tell you, Israel has already accepted the Witkoff framework, and it is Hamas, the terror organization, that has refused to accept it. It's a phased deal. Israel has expressed their agreement. Hamas need to release the hostages. But look, once Hamas stopped releasing the hostages, that meant that Israel had no other option but to put pressure on Hamas. Hamas keeps saying no. The pressure now should be on Hamas to release our hostages, to lay down their arms, and that would avoid any further conflicts. But let's be blunt here. We've called up tens of thousands of our service people precisely for that reason, Jihadis hate losing territory, and we will increase our military effort against Hamas, and we will take more of Gaza exponentially. We will increase our pressure on Gaza exponentially, particularly for the point to put pressure on Hamas, moving civilians out of harm's way, putting pressure on Hamas until they're no longer there.
All right, that's all we have time for. Thank you very much for speaking to France 24, David Mencer, the Israeli government spokesperson. That's it from me at The World Today. Thank you for watching France 24. More news is up next.